Welcome back to Modern Homestead Alaska as part of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Today we do wild fireweed jelly from here in Alaska that we harvest wild, and then cowboy candy. We have to get this done in order to make the rest of our recipes. So join me for these two today. Welcome to our vlog. We are the Milnes family. We started building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska in the summer of 2021. That's my husband, Aaron. I am Jessica, a stay-at-home wife and mom. Our second son, Caleb, lives here with us, along with our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt. We brought our two dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and got a new addition, the Alaska dog, Roberto. As part of the Every Little Bit Counts challenge, this is item number 1. So I'm gonna do 31 items or 31 tasks fully in order to count. They may be really small and they may be really big. The first one is going to be fireweed jelly, and there's my house, Aaron's building. Let me show you how far I have to go to find wild things in Alaska. Right here. I need 15 cups of these top blossoms. As we find our next patch, there are some bees up there, so I left that patch alone. Just come down here. We're nearing the end, but I wanted to share with you, why is it called fireweed? It's called fireweed because oftentimes it's the first thing that grows after a forest fire. And in other countries, during wartime, it was also called bombweed because it was the first thing that would grow after a bomb had been dropped. After collecting my 15 cups, it doesn't look like it because I have rinsed them, trying to get spiders or bugs or anything creepy crawly off of the blossoms. They go into a stock pot with 9 cups of water. At the end, I need 8 cups, so I start out with 9. I'm going to do this similar to a tea. I'm going to bring it to a boil and then let it steep for about 10 minutes, and then add half of a cup of lemon juice. After I add the half a cup of lemon juice, you can definitely see a difference in color. I am then going to let it steep another 10 minutes. I'm going to pour it through a cheesecloth and a colander because I want to actually catch all of the petals. We only want the juice. We are making a jelly here. Following the straining of the juice out, I am going to actually refrigerate this overnight, and immediately jumping into the next clip, you will see that there is a huge difference in storing it overnight. Okay, this liquid, this fireweed, basically the liquid from it has sat overnight. Look at the color of that. This is like a purpley fuchsia color. So when you leave it overnight, it helps create a clearer jelly the next day. And then any of the pollens and stuff will kind of settle to the bottom, and we'll skim that out. This is right at exactly 8 cups, which is what we need of liquid. We're gonna put that back in the saucepan. And you see kind of that grime that's at the bottom. That's pollen and some other things. We're gonna turn this on. And we are going to bring it to lukewarm temperature and then add the pectin in, and I'll bring you back for that. Let me show you my setup. There's stuff everywhere, so canning days are not tidy, but I cleaned all of our dishes, sanitized my sink, and then I soap and water scrub these. I have hot water in here, and I'm actually gonna boil the jars before I fill them. We're making dishes. I, on the table, keep this entire basket of like bleach sanitized rags that I can use. Clean up spills, help me out. And then I keep a towel here. When I pull the jars out, they will go on the table here to cool at room temperature overnight. So we're heating everything up. I have my tea kettle going. I'll just get really hot water in there, even if I don't use it, but I might need to add it to one of the pots or something else. And then I have this one that I'm going to, when it's time, put the lids and the rings in here. And even though that's not necessary anymore, I've made so many jams and jellies in my life that I still like mine washed and sanitized. I do store mine. This was the trailer, but I store mine in this plastic tub, but you can see there's some tiny cracks where it can get dusty, even though they're still in boxes. I just want my food super clean. Here we go. Okay, the directions say lukewarm, which means like just that's hot enough I couldn't super hold my hand in there. And I have enough jelly that's gonna be 2 packs of pectin. So I'm gonna dissolve that in there, and I'm gonna bring this up to a rolling boil and let it boil for 1 minute. We are at a full rolling boil. We are going to add in our sugar, and for the 8 cups of liquid, we have 11 cups of sugar. We are going to stir constantly, dissolving the sugar. And now we're gonna look for that full rolling boil again for 1 minute. Okay, the edges are boiling. This is not a full rolling boil. Full rolling boil is where you can't get the bubbles to go away when you stir it. That's there. I have to bring it down a little because we're gas. Set a 1 minute timer. Okay, we're gonna try this angle just so you can see. Warm jars. You can skim off that foam. I don't worry about it. Just to the edge. Keep in mind, this is jelly, so it's just gonna be hot water baths. It's not gonna be pressure. It is white vinegar. So I'm gonna dip in, set this directly in the next jar, and I am going to make sure that is clean. That goes on. It's tightened. We have our first jar of jelly. It goes into the hot water bath. Okay, by the time I got all of these in here, the water is almost boiling. When that comes to a boil, I'm gonna drop the jars in it, and I'm gonna let them go for 7 minutes, completely submerged in water, covering the top of them for 7 minutes, and then our jelly's gonna be done. I'll bring you back, hang on. All right, that is boiling, lid on, timer set for 7 minutes. I didn't realize I had it on the wrong setting, so I just pulled them all out. The timer went off, and then I also mentioned that you can look up timing for anything you make or anything you can on the USDA or several other websites, so make sure you do that. Don't just take my word for it. My elevation, I guarantee, is not the same as most of yours. Okay, for the Cowboy Candy, I am starting out with my jalapeños. I have 3 pounds here and 6 pounds here. And I am going to make my Cowboy Candy 2 different ways, so make sure you stay tuned for the recipe. And then if you skip through the recipe, you get to the end, you'll see the second way that I actually make most of the jalapenos. It's not the traditional way, and I'm gonna share with you why I do it that way in the end, why I make more that way. I have to get this done. As part of the Every Bit Counts challenge, over here in this cooler, I have some beef defrosting that will become jalapeno jerky. And then I also have some pork belly defrosting for bacon. So those are 2 things that we're gonna make and prep this month. I need space for them to marinate in the refrigerator, so I had to clean out the drawer of jalapenos in order to make space for the next thing. So it's kind of this whole process. I also need the juice of the Cowboy Candy in order to do some of the fish we're gonna be doing this month. So this is one of the very, very first things off the beginning as I kind of planned in my head what we needed, what we wanted around here. I need the juice of Cowboy Candy in order to get all of these different meats done. And then I also have the Cowboy Candy, which I love, on a ton of different foods. And I will share all of that with you in today's episode. Here we go. Every little bit counts. We are gonna do Cowboy Candy. Just slice the 3 pounds of jalapenos as evenly as you possibly can. Just do your best here. Okay, to my pan of jalapenos that I have sliced, I'm going to add 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, 6 cups of sugar. I am going to add a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of cayenne, and 6 teaspoons of garlic. I'm going to heat this to a simmer. And once it's simmering, I'm gonna let it go for 5 minutes, and then I'll bring you back for the next simple step. Okay, the jalapenos have been simmering like this for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna shut it off for a second. Move it where you can see. These are sterilized. They are burning hot. So hot jars, hot jalapenos. So what I'm going to do is using a slotted spoon. I hope you can see that. Okay, using a slotted spoon, I'm going to fish out the jalapenos, leaving behind as much liquid as I can, and filling my jars. Shoving it, see me poking it down in there? Now you can do these in tiny jars. They last forever when you open them because they're basically pickled. Even though they're not like dill or something like that. So filling it there, leaving 1 inch of headspace. And the reason I do that is because I am gonna put the liquid in it and it's going to fill it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna bring this back to a rolling boil and I'm going to let it go for 5 minutes. Okay, the way that I make the majority of them while this is boiling for 5 minutes is I actually use my Ninja and I turn it into more of like a relish, but instead of sitting here and fine dicing a bunch of jalapenos, I'm gonna use the Ninja to chop them. It's actually twofold the reason I prefer my jalapenos done this way. Number one, I get so much more juice left behind because they compact in the jar a little better. And number two, I can spread it like a relish on anything and the jalapenos aren't sliding off the side. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. So now we are going to okay, sorry, everyone's getting home. So I put the juice in. I use a a butter knife like this. Okay, and then it goes to the side. Super hot. And then I'm gonna use the jars. And this is the liquid we are after to make our candied salmon, our beef jerky, all of those different things. So now we just want to jar up the liquid. Okay, for the second batch, I'm just going to leave, there's barely any liquid in there, and I'm going to do 4 cups of vinegar this time, 12 cups of sugar, double the cayenne pepper, so that's 4 teaspoons this time, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 12 teaspoons of garlic. Give that a little stir. And then this is 6 pounds of jalapeno. Okay, stir that up. Bring that to the simmer, 5 minutes. Okay, I use a strainer on these instead of a slotted spoon. Get as much liquid out as I can. And then just shimmy shake it into the jar. All right, last bit of jarring for the day. I washed everything, so now all right, we hot water back the Cowboy Candy for 20 minutes. I have some additional juice that I couldn't fit in this time. I'll show you. And what I do is, let me get you in here. Okay, these guys went on a rolling boil for 20 minutes. I'm now going to turn this on. Just bring it back up to the boil, the simmer, and then jar it just like I did these, and that way we are going straight into the water bath. And I keep this on warm so that everything is water bathing warm. They're already sealing, they're already popping. So I'm gonna get these out of here and get that jarred up. I'll go ahead and just cut off the video, but I'll join you for a closeout in just a second. I almost just ended my day without saying goodbye to you and showing you what we have accomplished today. Let's take a look. Okay, so 6 jars of Cowboy Candy. These you use kind of sparingly. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 jars of the Cowboy Candy liquid. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these kind of pint size jars of the jelly. Look at the color of that. These have some labels we need rubbed off. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the small jelly jars. It's a ton of work. I did do a bunch of sourdough. This is not the every bit counts like prep type of challenge, but it is good because I needed to wake up my sourdough. That's something I've been working on. And so I have 4 loaves. They're just hanging out until after dinner. Then I'll divide them into Ziplocs, and then they will go into the refrigerator and just ferment away during the week. And I pull them out as we need a loaf of bread. I made dinner. So we have a meatloaf going in there. We'll have some mashed potatoes. And then these 2 zucchinis, I guess we could include this as part of the challenge. These 2 zucchinis need to get ate. They're not bad, they're not squishy or anything, but I've had them over a week. So these are gonna get some olive oil, some garlic, salt and pepper, maybe a little Parmesan cheese thrown under the broiler. Cook those off. Then some of the jalapenos in my crisper drawer. I need a new fridge. It freezes up. So these were frozen. So I got those all nice and clean. I just freeze some jalapenos whole, and then when I make chicken broth or whatever, I throw one in. And then I also just throw a frozen jalapeno in all of my chicken soup. So it's good. So I got a whole gallon of jalapenos frozen as well. Yeah, so we used up some stuff, made some amazing Find It Wild in Alaska jelly, some Cowboy Candy. Oh, I'll show you. Starting to bleed. I did talk to Aaron. He knows. So there's our slab of bacon, and then this is a Eye of Round. It's 6 pounds. And then he is gonna slice that up tonight. So that's gonna go in day 2 or episode 2 of Every Bit Counts. We're gonna make bacon, and we are going to make some beef jerky. Both of those are gonna be amazing for help. Some will go in the freezer, and then some so that we're not buying food out. So anyway, if you're enjoying this challenge, or my channel, or me, or my family, or anything we have going on around here, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notifications. When you give us thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section, all those things help our channel to grow. I have candy in my mouth. But they also tell YouTube that you're a real person and not a bot. So all of that helps out both ways. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you for day 2 of this challenge. Let's see what else we can get accomplished. I am beat, I am tired, I have a few more things to do, but I am done for the day, and I will catch you in the next episode. Be super blessed. I do hope and pray that you are blessed this week. Talk to you soon.